It's been exciting to get back together and with, with the other Musketeers and everyone in the cast. It's just good to have that camaraderie back again. We went for a curry last night, and it's already halfway through the second season, so I think that shows that everything's going well between us and that, the friendship is genuinely there, which helps and adds a lot to it. At the moment, it's an interesting season for Aramis emotionally because, there's his son has been born, so I think that's something that he's in a new place in life and maybe rethinking things. And I like to see that Aramis this season is sort of getting back in touch with his faith as it was known in the book, and it was introduced a bit last season, being a very spiritual man. He was brought up very religious, but I like to think of it that in our story, at least last season, he probably wasn't. In the last few years, had lost touch with faith and with religion, and now with his son being born and questioning a lot of things, he's refinding that. And what's happening internally, I think this is a season very much for Aramis of questioning his purpose in life, what he's doing, even being a musketeer really, and following orders as a soldier. And it's trying to introduce all of that within, obviously, the big action, adventure, swashbuckling story that we've got. You just try and bring in all those little things that just inform more character. Very convenient scenario has arisen where he's having an affair with the Dauphin's babysitter, and that allows him to see his son. But then it starts sort of getting out of hand, which is a good plot point as well. His priority wants to be close to this child, and I think it's also a concern for the safety of the child. Being the future heir to the throne is always going to bring a threat, so, and the fact that it's his son as well makes him want to keep an extra eye out for him at all times. In his relationship with the Queen, I think he's still sort of discovering it and figuring out where does he stand. It's obviously an impossible love story in a way. She is, the Queen of France, married to the King, the man that, we have vowed to protect. So it's kind of a no-go territory, but there's definitely strong feelings, and I think they get, with the birth of their son, those feelings sort of become even more potent, and it's sort of a sacrifice to not be able to be with her. It's been a very passionate moment, and it's led up to a child being born, but it's probably not being able to explore that relationship. That's very frustrating for Aramis because there's true feelings there for her. I just put myself in the place of, hypothetically fathering a child and not being able to see that child, sort of it being out of bounds. I think it would be tricky for anyone, so I think that's bound to sort of torture you in a certain way. And that sort of duality, that struggle will be present really within everything that's going on this season. It's a very tough place to be at. I think instinctively, what I always like to think is that Aramis knows the safest thing is to stay away from that child, but then as soon as he sees that child, he can't really. He puts it in danger by default, just by being around it, but then on the flip side, he needs to be around him to protect him. Well, I think having a secret from your close friends is always tricky. Athos is the only one who knows, and you can trust Athos to be discreet. He doesn't give much away in general, so why would he give that one away? And then obviously, it'd be lovely to see what happens with the, close friendship with Porthos, someone who Aramis has known for a very, very long time and who is oblivious to this. Just little looks of like, why is he, is he getting broody or something? Like, wanting to be with a baby, and then little looks with the Queen, which obviously in episode 2 of the first season already Porthos said, don't go there, she's the Queen, which was a lovely scene. So, those things are always present.